Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mark, your Calgary real estate expert with a little bit of sarcasm. Today, we're gonna dive into the ultimate showdown of Calgary versus Toronto. I'll let you decide. And where should you plant your roots? Hey, I've lived in both these cities and they couldn't be more different. And I'll give you a quick example. Toronto's humidity has you feeling like you're wearing a wet blanket all day, where Calgary's drier than a popcorn fart. So let's get it rolling. We're gonna start with that elephant in the room, the cost of living. Toronto's the city for you if you like lighting your paycheck on fire, because seriously, the average home price in Toronto is over 1.1 million. And that might be a so-called apartment where you stretch your arms out and touch both walls at the same time, or you live in a shed in someone's backyard. Meanwhile, in Calgary, the average price is in the 600s. And for that, you get a place where you can actually lose your kids playing hide and seek. Now, for those higher income earners, Calgary's luxury homes start at 1.3 million, not 15 million. So there is no arguing that you can stretch your dollars a lot further here. What about taxes? Because who doesn't love a little government math, right? Alberta keeps things simple with its low, flat income tax system, making it one of the most wallet-friendly provinces for middle and upper earners. And here's the kicker. Alberta has no provincial sales tax, zero. It does have the GST at 5%. Meanwhile, in Ontario, you're hit with a 13% HST, which is like paying an extra fund tax every time you shop. Now let's talk about buying property. In Calgary, the land transfer is so low, it feels like they forgot to add zeros. It's a tiny fraction of your home's value. Compare that to Toronto, where the land transfer tax hits you twice, once for Ontario and again for the city itself. On average, Toronto homes, you're coughing up over $40,000 in land transfer fees. In Calgary, you're looking at less than $1,000, well, maybe roughly $1,000 on average now at the prices that we have today. So you can either fund your dreams or you can fund Ontario's infrastructure. That's your call. Now, how about Trump's tariffs? Now, how does this affect you? Here we are pre-inauguration day, and it feels like the world's waiting for the next episode of what's he gonna do next? Ontario's sweating bullets because if Toronto starts slapping tariffs on auto, steel, and aluminum, could hit like a bad breakup, suddenly and painful. But over here in Alberta, we're kicking back with a coffee, maybe a Caesar, because let's face it, tariffs on oil and gas are about as likely as Trump willingly giving up Twitter. The US needs our energy like Canadians need Tim Hortons. It's non-negotiable. What's that got to do with housing? There's going to be lots of employment. The oil and gas industry will continue to chug along with Alberta's great economy. So what's in it for Albertans? Lots of employment, steady demand for oil and gas, and the chance to sit back and let Ontario carry the stress load for a change. Rent? Let's talk about rent between Calgary and Toronto. So Toronto, you're shelling out $3,300 a month for a 2-bedroom rental. Calgary, that's $2,200. That's an $1,100 extra a month you can spend on actually living your life, not just keeping a roof over your head. So where can you spend your extra cash? How about upgrading your coffee game to daily lattes made with milk from grass-fed yoga practicing cows? Or maybe treat yourself to a weekly steak dinner. After all, you're in Alberta. Or just be smart, put it away, invest it for later. Now let's talk about salaries. Calgary's median household income is $138,000. More than slightly higher than Toronto's $97,000. So not only are you paying less here, but you're also making more. And you can thank Alberta's oil and gas industry for that, and our red hot tech industry. Toronto's got a more diverse economy for absolutely, like you can't deny it. But do you really want to sit in traffic for 3 hours a day just to earn the same money or less? Speaking of traffic, Toronto's traffic is the stuff of nightmares. It's ranked as not only the worst in Canada, but it's number 3 out of almost 400 cities. On average, you'll spend an extra 90 to 120 hours a year in your car. That's a full 2 to 3 weeks just sitting there trying not to lose your mind. That's like a vacation. Calgary's got traffic. Sure it does. It's not that bad though. It's not soul crushing like the GTA. Plus we have some really new wide open highways like Stony Trail, Ring Road, which was just completed last year. And we have way better parking options. Finding a parking spot in Toronto feels like winning the freaking lottery. Okay, let's get to the weather. Toronto might be a little warmer in the winter, but you're trading that for that horrible humidity in the summertime. Calgary, sure, our winters are a bit colder, but we got Chinooks, those magical warm winds that can melt snow faster than a kid with a flamethrower. I don't think I want to see that. And don't forget, Calgary is one of the sunniest cities in Canada. Sunshine makes people happy, folks. 333 days of sunshine per year. So choose your poison, humidity that makes you feel like you wet yourself, or do you want to be drier than King Tut? Get it? He's a mummy. Anyways, what about things to do? Well, if you're a fan of the great outdoors, Calgary wins. There's no contest. We're the gateway to the Rockies. You want to hike, ski, mountain bike, e-bike, float down the Bow River, ice fishing, hopefully not in the same day, or just stare at some of the most breathtaking landscapes in the world, Calgary's your spot. Toronto has Lake Ontario, which they say you can swim in, but about 50% of those hot summer days have E. coli counts, and they advise against swimming. That sounds awful, and there's no jokes here because that's just sad, people. Sure, Toronto's got the cultural edge. It's bigger, flashier. It's got more arts, food, nightlife than you can shake a stick at, but Calgary, well, we've got the same, maybe not on the same scale. The big one being the Calgary Stampede, where people willingly strap themselves to angry bulls for sport, festivals that turn summers into nonstop parties and even make cold weather, worth braving. We got steaks so good, it should come with a warning label. Toronto, as great as it is for folks who love the grind, fighting traffic, waiting in line, paying $18 for a cocktail. Well, Calgary's for people who know there's more to life than endless hustle and overpriced avocado toast. At the end of the day, choice is yours. If you thrive on big city chaos, you love throwing half your paycheck into a mortgage black hole, you love sitting in traffic for hours, then Toronto's calling your name. So if you'd rather have more space, keep more of your money, and have the Rockies as your personal backyard, Calgary's the no-brainer choice. One city makes you hustle until you drop, the other lets you live like a human being. It's your call. Hey, at the end of the day, if you love Toronto and you plan on staying there for the rest of your life, good on you. But come and visit and we'll show you some great hospitality. Check out my other video on what to watch out for when hiring a real estate agent. I greatly appreciate it if you like and subscribe, and I'm always happy to answer questions and comments. See you in the next one.